How much do I need to retire comfortably? How much do you need coming in each month to live comfortably throughout the rest of your life? And how much should you have saved up in your retirement accounts to call it quits? Hi, I'm Chad Schlegel, president and founder of Schlegel Financial and host of the Chad Schlegel Show, coaching you to and through retirement. And in today's video, I'm going to give you a guide to help you calculate how much money you will need in retirement. How much money do you need to retire comfortably? Is it $1 million, $2 million, or more? Most financial planners today often recommend that you have 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income coming in when you retire to sustain the same lifestyle that you had when you were working. That means that if you earn $100,000 a year when you're working, then when you retire, you will only need $70,000 to $80,000 coming in to live comfortably in retirement. However, in most cases with our clients, I would disagree with that. One thing I ask people all the time who attend our educational events is, what day of the week do you spend the most money? And the answer we get almost 100% of the time is Saturday. Why? Because when you're working Monday through Friday, the work week, you get up every morning, you eat breakfast, go to work, come home, have dinner, go back to bed, and do it all over again. But come the weekend, you go out to eat, you go to ball games, maybe you have a weekend getaway. The point is, when you don't have to work, you enjoy life and you spend money. The thing you need to understand is when you retire, every day is Saturday. So when you're trying to figure out how much money you need in retirement, you need to think about what kind of lifestyle do you want to have in retirement? Do you want to travel? Do you want to have a second home or condo? Do you want to take your kids and grandkids on one big trip every year? What is your lifestyle going to look like in retirement? So you need to understand as you get closer to retirement, or when you do retire, it's not about the money, it's not the lump sum that is important, it's about the income. And one important thing that you need to understand when it comes to determining your retirement number is that it isn't about deciding on a certain amount of savings. For example, the most common retirement goal among Americans today is we want to have that $1 million, that $1 million nest egg. The most important factor in determining how much you need to retire is whether you'll have enough money to create the income you need to support your desired quality of life after you retire. Will a $1 million savings balance allow you to create enough income forever? Maybe, but maybe not. That's what we're going to determine in this video. So how much income do you need? Maybe you only need 80% of your pre-retirement income. You know, if you're able to eliminate certain expenses, for example, you'll no longer have to save for retirement, obviously, right, because you're retired. You might spend less on commuting expenses and other costs related to going to work. You may have paid off your mortgage by the time you retire. You may not need life insurance if you no longer have dependents depending on you. But retiring on 80% of your annual income is not perfect for everyone. You might want to adjust your goal up or down based on the type of retirement lifestyle you plan to have, and your expenses, you have to understand, are going to be significantly different. As I mentioned earlier, if you plan to travel frequently in retirement or have a second home or RV, you may want to aim for that 90 to 100% of your pre-retirement income. On the other hand, if you plan to pay off your mortgage before you retire or downsize your living situation, you may be able to live comfortably on 80% or maybe even less. So let's say you consider yourself the typical retiree. You know, between you and your spouse, you currently have an annual income of $150,000. Based on the 80% principle, you can expect to need about $120,000 in annual income after you retire, which is about $10,000 per month. Now, where is that $10,000 or maybe even that $12,000 if you're 90 to 100%, where's that money going to come from? The good news is that if you're like most people, you will get some help from sources other than your savings, such as Social Security benefits. You know, for most people, Social Security is a significant income source, but the percentage of income that Social Security will replace is typically lower for higher income retirees. For example, Fidelity estimates that someone earning $50,000 a year can expect Social Security to replace 35% of their income, but someone earning $300,000 a year would have a Social Security income replacement of only 11% on average. If you aren't sure how much you can expect, check your latest Social Security statement. And if you're lucky enough to have pensions from your current or former jobs, be sure to take those into consideration as well. And the same goes for any other predictable or permanent sources of income. For example, if you bought an annuity that kicks in after you retire, this will act as your very own family pension plan, there for you and your spouse, but also for your beneficiaries. Continuing our example of a couple that needs $10,000 in monthly income to retire, let's say each each spouse is expecting $1,500 per month from Social Security, and that one spouse also is making another $1,000 a month in pension. This means that of the $10,000 in monthly income needs, $4,000 is being taken care of by sources other than your own personal savings. So your shortfall that you need from your own personal savings, retirement accounts, or brokerage accounts is only $6,000 per month. And by using this formula here, you can estimate the monthly retirement income you need to generate in retirement. We take your monthly income required will equal the estimated monthly retirement expenses minus those monthly retirement income from other sources, like your pensions and Social Security. So now, what does that lump sum, what does that savings need to be when you call it quits? After you figured out how much income you'll need to generate from your savings, the next step is to calculate how large your retirement nest egg needs to be for you to produce this much income for the rest of your life and, of course, the rest of your spouse's life. A retirement calculator is one option, or you can use what's called the 4% rule. The 4% rule says that in your first year of retirement, you can withdraw 4% from your retirement savings. So if you have $1.8 million saved up, you can expect to take out $72,000 a year your first year of retirement, either in a lump sum or as a series of payments. In subsequent years of retirement, you would adjust this amount upward, of course, to keep up the rate of inflation and cost of living. By only withdrawing 4% of your retirement savings per year, your money has a better chance of lasting 30 years or hopefully forever last the rest of your life. But the most important consideration deciding how much you need to retire is whether you'll have enough money to create the income you need to support your desired quality of life after you retire. The idea is that if you follow this rule, you shouldn't have to worry about running out of money in retirement. Specifically, the 4% rule is designed to make sure your money has a high probability of lasting for a minimum of 30 years and hopefully, again, the rest of your life. To calculate a retirement savings target based on the 4% rule, you use the following formula. Retirement savings target equals annual income required times 25. So in this example, you need $10,000 a month total coming in each month minus the 2 Social Securities and a pension. You will have a shortfall of $6,000 a month, which is $72,000 a year. So that means by doing the math, you need a lump sum of $1.8 million. But to be safe, I would say you need a nest egg of $2 million. It's important to note that the 4% withdrawal rule has a number of flaws. It assumes you'll withdraw the same amount each year in retirement, adjusted for inflation. And please understand, this is just to give you a 30,000-foot view, to give you an idea of what numbers you need to be shooting for as far as a lump sum, as well as it gets you thinking about what kind of lifestyle and income you need in retirement and how to figure out those numbers. Furthermore, it's worth mentioning that not all retirement plans are equal when it comes to income. When you withdraw money from a traditional IRA or a 401k, this will be what's called taxable income. On the other hand, any money you withdraw from a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k is generally not taxable at all, which may change the calculation a little bit. It's also important to consider the impact of inflation on your retirement plans. Inflation has got a lot of attention in 2022, of course, as prices have increased at the fastest pace we've seen in over 40 years. But even when costs rise at a typical rate, inflation hits senior households harder than working age households. Why? Because seniors spend a higher portion of their income on expenses such as health care and housing, which tend to increase faster than the overall rate of inflation. So how much do you need to have saved up to retire and live comfortably? Well, that depends on you and what kind of lifestyle you want to have in retirement. While we're trying to present the broad strokes here, it's still a good idea to consult a financial advisor who can not only tailor a retirement savings goal to your particular situation, but most importantly, they can get you on that path to get you successfully to and through retirement. Subscribe to our channel today so we can continue to educate and empower you to make the best decisions with your hard-earned dollars. And be sure to share this video with your family and friends that you care most about. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you can be notified whenever we come out with new content. From my team here at Slego Financial, thank you for watching. This has been the coach, Chad Slego, coaching you every step of the way on this journey through retirement. Until next time.